This movie could have ruined my life. Hi, my name is Kaitlyn Hoch. I am a senior biology pre-vet student at Malone University. So my dream started when I was a very small child. My mom took me to SeaWorld, Ohio every day and every night, and we actually knew the trainers. So I grew up always seeing the whales, seeing the dolphins, and there's this time where I was 3 years old. My mom told me I'm bawling my eyes out because they're trying to put me on the killer whale, and I was scared of it. Looking back, that was probably a really dumb decision, crying, but I was 3 years old, so I didn't really know any better. But I remember thinking in my head, I want to do that. And I guess I told my mom in the baby language, I do that. My dream has always been, one of these days, I'm going to work with those animals. No matter what it takes, whether I'm a vet, animal trainer, does not matter. I'm going to work with killer whales. So I get that same excitement every time. Even if I see like 2 or 3 killer whale shows in the same day, I still get that same excitement. I'm like, I don't ever want to leave here. So even I was the same way when I was little, and I still feel like I'm 3 years old now when I do it. And it'll never change for me. I will always get that same excitement as I do now. So in 2013, this documentary, Blackfish, came out. And it happened right after a trainer was killed at SeaWorld Orlando. And it happened to be a trainer that was an incredible inspiration to me. And I remember that day when I came home from school. I was in 8th grade, and my dad's like, "Did you hear?" He's like, "There was a killer whale trainer that was killed today." And I didn't know the specifics of it. And when he told me, I just got chills. And as soon as I found out what the name was and what whale did it, I was bawling my eyes out because I knew at that moment everything was going to change. It targets SeaWorld majorly because of the death of the trainer. And they say, this is all things SeaWorld does wrong, and killer whales should never be in captivity, we need to end this. But then at the end of the documentary, it tries to say, oh, we're making this to honor the death of the trainer. So this movie sparked a lot of controversy and now is forever changing my field of study, and it will forever change animals in captivity in general. So most of the movie, they're using a lot of propaganda, trying to make the audience feel like this is real, like you need to believe what we're saying, it's 100% fact. But there are 2 spots in the movie that really angered me. One was when an ex-trainer was saying, oh, here's my experience of when we got to first enter the water with the killer whales. But the footage that was being played was not her. It was a trainer that's still actively working in SeaWorld, still fully backs them up. At that point, you knew they were making the documentary primarily to make money off of a death. So in high school, I had to do this research project, and we were reading a book that had to do a lot with propaganda. So as soon as documentary came out, I was like, oh, I'm doing that. I wrote my whole paper on it. It was 16 pages long, talked about all the different ways Blackfish used different propaganda tactics. My teacher loved it. He thought it was so good, agreed with what I had to say because he has seen the documentary as well. So it was just a really positive experience, and I've actually been able to use this paper and use that experience to really help me out and to reach my goal. So we were sitting in Shamrock Stadium spring 2014, and my mom just starts freaking out looking at her phone. She sent my paper that I wrote for my senior high school English class to SeaWorld. Sent it to SeaWorld Care's website and told them like, hey, my daughter fully backs you guys up, like she wrote this great research paper, sent the actual paper to them, and then explained she wants to become a veterinarian, like how she go about doing that. So they emailed her back and they were like, hey, here's Dr. Laura's number, she would love to take her in and tell her how to become a vet. So I got to have the opportunity the day after to start shadowing Dr. Laura and the rest of the amazing SeaWorld vets. And at that point, she's like, hey, here's my cell phone number. I want to be your mentor. So after that, I have been shadowing SeaWorld's veterinarians anytime I go down to Florida, anytime I want for the past 3 years. And I think without that documentary, I probably would have never had this chance. Never stopped giving up on that dream. I just keep going to SeaWorld, keep loving on my whales, asking all the trainers, like, what did you do to get here? What major did you choose? How'd you get all your animal experience? No matter what. That's always been my dream since I was 3 years old.